Is it okay to just walk into a pub and be like, yo, I'm a Yank, I don't know how to do this, I have money, and I want beer?
That's the most Yank thing to do.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Eric.
And I'm Grace. We're the Wandering Ravens.
We're a couple of digital nomads who have been wandering around the world for over 3 years, and we make videos about travel and culture.
If either of those topics interest you, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell icon so that you can be notified every time we release a new video.
Today we are introducing you to a number of things that British people do that Americans don't do. This is part 2 of a series of videos. You can watch part 1 right here.
But before we jump into today's episode, if you are a regular on our channel and you want to help us make better videos more often, consider joining our Patreon. Link in the description below.
Without further ado, let's get into it. These are things that British people do that Americans don't.
Hang out at pubs.
Drinking culture in the States is quite a bit different than it is in the UK, and one place where we can really see this difference amplified is in the UK's pub culture. In the United States, except for possibly some places in New England, we don't really have that pub culture that you guys have in the UK. We have taverns and bars and nightclubs, but most American cities don't have that neighborhood pub where you get together with your friends in the evening to chat, chill, banter, and share a beer.
Whereas in the States, we don't really have an equivalent. People would get concerned for you if you were frequenting a place that served alcohol multiple times a week. That would be kind of a red flag. Something's wrong with him. Yeah.
An indicator of the pub's friendly presence in British culture is how many pubs there are. One of the towns that we stayed in the UK had over 10 pubs?
Yeah, I want to say over 10 pubs.
I thought it had 13.
I'm pretty sure it did have 13.
Okay, if you want to see a tour of that town, watch this video and you can see some of the pubs. You know, down the high street, there's
pub after pub.
And another town that we stayed in, which was Kilsby, is this tiny little village that doesn't even have a shop, but they have a pub. We really appreciate that pub culture in the UK because it's a really friendly way for a community to bond with each other. We don't really have a substitute for that in the States where you're able to get together with members of the community in a place and feel like, you know, we members of this town are here together. In the States, you can live in a town for years and never know the names of your neighbors. Of course, this varies depending on which region of the States you're in and which town. But, you know, in the UK, every town, every village has that pub where people in that community can bond together, connect, and develop that sense of community, I guess. What do you think?
I think that's true. I'm struggling to think of an American equivalent.
Whoa, okay, so we're interrupting this real quick just because we did think about this a lot. It's morning now, slept on it, and we finally figured it out. The American equivalent for the UK's pub culture is church.
Yeah, it's true because church is always hosting events and it's where people gather weekly and they have friends and they do stuff together and they make little small groups and game nights and all that kind of stuff. It's true. So you guys have pubs, pub culture, and we have
churches.
Culture. Yay! We're not contrasting them, and we're also not saying that they're alike in culture, just that they're on a similar level of importance, perhaps.
Yeah, because in the UK, like we said in the video, you have that pub as the center of a community where members of the community come around and they bond around that pub. And in the US, we don't have pubs. And the only thing that we could think of where large swaths of the community come together and bond in a place is church. So, yeah, that's...
It was a revelation. It was a brain baby.
Anyways, yeah.
I'm good.
Should we have breakfast now?
We should.
Okay.
And coffee.
Back to your video. Using washing up bowls in the sink. Brits really like to use these big rubber bowls that you put inside of the sink to wash dishes in. And so it's a washing up bowl. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a Brit, if you're an American, it's just this big plastic tub that you fill up with warm water, add some soap to it, and then you wash the dishes in the bowl and then rinse them off and then put them in the rack. Although we did see a Brit who simply put the dish through the bowl, and then sat it on the rack.
Didn't rinse it either, and it still had grime all over it.
We'll have to do a story time about this Brit on another day.
But interesting.
But based on our experience, washing up bowls are not common in the US. I'm sure somewhere someone uses them, but I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen them either. No, I've never seen it before.
In the States, what a lot of people do is they take a small bowl, they put dish soap in it, fill it up with water, lather it up, and then when you're washing dishes, you dip your sponge into that, and then you wash, and then rinse, put it up here, dip again.
Another way to get the washing up done in the States is just to squirt the dish soap directly onto the sponge and wash it and rinse it that way, although that does waste a lot of dish soap. Hanging clothes to dry. I've not really seen this done in the States. You would only hang dry clothes that are really delicate and would get damaged in the drying machine. I know this is something that we should do more often because it is more environmentally friendly than using a drying machine.
This was a bit of a culture shock for us when we first visited the UK because we showed up with all of our dirty clothes and then we washed them, then it's like, oh right, gotta hang dry them and let them dry for a couple of days. It was just a bit of a surprise because we didn't expect the UK to not have drying machines. Before you get angry at us, I'm sure there's British people out there with drying machines. We just haven't seen it yet.
But all the best to you. That is better for the environment.
And better for clothes.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. They'll last way longer.
Drying machines kind of destroy the fabrics. Sunday roast. We
have yet to have a British Sunday roast, and I'm really looking forward to doing that.
We didn't get the memo that Sunday roast is a thing in the UK until after we'd already left. Americans are a pretty heterogeneous lot, and so there aren't a lot of traditions that we hold in common besides holidays.
Especially in regards to food.
Food traditions tend to be family-based, so for example, one family might eat pizza every Friday night, another family might eat fried chicken for Sunday dinner. But there isn't any American equivalent to the UK's Sunday roast.
I do wish that we did that though, because it seems like a really lovely tradition.
Well, we can make our own tradition.
That's true. Yeah. What sides do you guys serve with Sunday roast?
Yeah, what are the other parts of this tradition that we need to know about? Let us know down in the comments.
Washing machines in the kitchen.
We know that not everyone in the UK does this, but there are a lot of British people that do put the washing machine in the kitchen. And this is the clothes washing machine we're talking about. Yeah. And so we are adding it to this list because this is not something I ever heard of in the States, and I don't think is something that you would see in the States. This isn't to say that having a washing machine in the kitchen is a bad thing. I think, hey, conserve space, do whatever makes sense for your plumbing, but it's just a difference and something that Americans don't do. Boxing Day. And actually, this is something that I still don't understand, so you're gonna have to explain this one for me too.
Okay, from what I have read, which is a very limited amount, so if I get it wrong, please don't bite my head off.
Okay.
Boxing Day is celebrated the day after Christmas on December 26th.
Wait, let me guess what it is.
Okay.
So I've heard about Boxing Day because there is a Christmas carol that mentions it. What I always imagined was it was a day to return gifts that you buy on Christmas Day. So Christmas Day, you open up all the gifts. And then Boxing Day is when you return all the gifts that you don't want.
No, from what I've heard, it is just kind of an extension of Christmas. It's like Christmas Day 2.
What?
I don't know, but that's what I read.
Is it boxing like a box, or is it this kind of boxing?
This kind of boxing? No, it's the box kind of boxing, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Should we just look this up?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna look this up. To the internet! What is Boxing Day? Traditionally, it was a day when employers distributed money, food, cloth, and other goods to their employees. In modern times, it is an important day for sporting events and the start of post-Christmas sales. Oh, so this sounds like it might be the British equivalent of Black Friday.
Oh no, you're gonna get comments on that one.
Is Boxing Day a big shopping day? If it's a big shopping day, then it would be.
It is very similar to Black Friday.
Wow, this has been educational. Okay, very, very interesting. So suffice it to say, Boxing Day is not a tradition that we have in the United States. As, I honestly didn't even know what it was until we shot this video.
The thing is, I've heard that they have it in Canada. Canadians, if you're watching, do you guys celebrate Boxing Day? Because I don't really know how you guys got it, and you're very close to us, but then somehow
we didn't get it.
We didn't get that.
And if there's any other Boxing Day traditions that you guys do in the UK, drop those down below as well. Again, this is something that we know very little about because we don't celebrate it in the States. Sounds fun though.
Yeah, it does. I mean, if it is actually an extension of Christmas Day, like Christmas Part 2, I would be all down for that. Because Christmas Day is always a little sad.
Yeah, I hate Christmas Day. Well, actually, I love Christmas Day, but then at the same time, you have this big lead up to it all through December, and it's so exciting, and then Christmas Day comes, and it's just like...
It's over now!
It's done!
Take down all the stuff and burn the tree.
So if Boxing Day is just Christmas Day too, then that's a nice extension. You can enjoy Christmas Day and then feel blue on Boxing Day that the holidays are over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like that so much more.
I would like that too. We are very intimidated by pub culture in the UK because one of the reasons for this is that we've been reading a book called Watching the English that has a great chapter where it goes on for thousands of words all about the etiquette of pubs in the UK, and it's very intimidating for us to think about.
Yeah, all the proper etiquette. That is, because there's a lot of it. So this proper pub etiquette, it's like,
you have to order at the bar top, but there's no line, but everyone knows their place in the line, so you have to be able to tell where the queue is, even though there's not a queue. And if you want to order a drink, you can't wave at the bartender or call the bartender. You somehow have to signal to them that
signal
you're ready.
to them, but without actually signaling to them. So it's
without cutting in line, even though there's no line.
And I also feel like people will know that we're foreigners and they will cut us in line. So, because they'll know, oh, that person's a rookie.
Yeah.
They're a pub rookie, and
they don't
jump
even know where the queue is. I'll just slip in. Yeah. So we're very intimidated by the pubs in the UK.
Yeah.
Next time we're there, we're gonna, put our big boy pants on and spend a couple of nights. No,
in the pub.
A couple of evenings, figuring it all out.
Losing our pub virginity.
Yeah, but it is very intimidating for us because it's not something we know.
If you have pub etiquette tips, or you need to know this if you're a foreigner visiting a pub, please let us know in the comments below and tell us that it's really not as terrifying as we've been led to believe.
Yeah, is it okay to just walk into a pub and be like, yo, I'm a Yank, I don't know how to do this, please.
That's the most Yank thing to do.
Yeah. Just come right out and say it.
Yeah, just everyone, I'm a Yank and I have no damn idea what I'm doing right now. Here. Help!
I have money and I want beer. What do I do?
I feel like they might like that though.
They might. All right, so next time, maybe I should just forget trying to assimilate and just come straight out and be the American.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna end today's video here. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And if you enjoy our content and want to get access to behind the scenes footage, bloopers, outtakes, as well as an invite to our private Facebook group, consider joining our Patreon.
Private Facebook group?
Link in the description below.
Joining our Patreon means that we can spend less time at our day job and more time creating these videos for you guys to enjoy during lockdown. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Bisous!